Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Today we'll be going over two projects that you can choose between one or the other. The first is called Stereoscope, and so you'll be building essentially paper VR experience. The first option is a stereoscope, so it's a device in which you kind of hold it in front of your face, and there's a picture at the end. And the idea is that your eyes it's kind of a trick of sight. Your eyes end up crossing amongst one another, and it causes the two pictures to kind of fuse into one. The second example is a VR worksheet. It's called a Panoramic Stereoscopic VR worksheet for the longer term, but really it's taking pieces of images and stitching them together to create a full VR room. Now, these are two examples of paper I like to call them paper VR because you're really coloring on it with your hands, or you're coloring it on a computer. But the point of the exercises are to sort of slowly have you immerse yourself into the virtual space and start to think about how to create in a virtual space, because it is very different than just drawing on paper or just sculpting clay in person. It needs a certain mindset on how to approach certain aspects of your project down the line. So these are helpful in starting to build those perceptions. Now, the first one, the stereoscope, it has been around for quite some time. In fact, I actually have an example of a stereoscopic image that I had found at the College of Art in the trash, but it's pretty fascinating. They've been around for quite some time. This one is actually a picture of the busy harbor of Copenhagen in Denmark. Let me switch my camera so that way I can try and get a little bit of a closer view. So it looks something like this. And the idea is that you have the same picture duplicated on either side of the card. So it's a little card in this frame. And you put this at the end of the stereoscope, and you kind of put your eyes through the vision board, and you're able to sort of have these two images blur into one. And so it gives the perception that you're actually in this space in time. And so what we'll be needing to create this first project, we'll go ahead and go over the stereoscope first. What we'll need for this project is you'll need to print out the worksheet. That way you can trace the different bits of assembly. It comes with different parts. Part A, which is, I've already pre-assembled this, so slightly cheated. I kind of just printed it, traced it onto some cardboard, and cut it out. But you'll need part A. Part B, you'll actually need to measure and assemble yourself on a larger piece of cardboard. I have an example right here, but this is just because it's larger than the standard 8.5 by 11 paper size sheet. So see how it goes over a little bit. So there are instructions on cutting this separately and measuring it with the precise points given. And we'll also need part C, which is this smaller piece. And you will also need your image. Now, I kind of cheated again, and I just drew a little picture with the same stick person twice. So this still works if you don't want to print out the image given. And so assembly for this, you will need some scissors, some cardboard, the printed printout to then trace onto the cardboard, and of course tape, which I have right here. Oh, and you'll also need a pair of cheap reading glasses. You can use an old pair if you'd like. I went down to the dollar store and I just picked up one of these. Anything that really works around you. I've seen folks use cut water bottles as well, the edge, the clear part. One that's not too crinkly, more that a flat surface. You can also use that as an alternative. And so let's go ahead and start assembling this. And so what I first want to do is I would recommend first cut the necessary pieces you'll need out of cardboard. That is parts A, B, and C. once you have those assembled, then you can begin to put the stereoscope together. And so the first piece that you want to go ahead and stick on would be part A. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some pieces of tape, and I'm going to apply a first piece over here. And then I'm going to apply a second piece back here. So that way it holds it together. So we're going to put this piece right here, that right there. And what this part is going to be is this is going to be the area where you're seeing out of. So this is going to be kind of our headset area. A little bit more tape. Okay, so now as you can see, we have part A and part B put together. And so the next part that we're going to put on is part C. Now this is actually going to go in the center right here, right after part A, but before this upper line right here. So again, we're going to go ahead and put 2 pieces of tape, one on this side and then another on this side. Okay, so now that I have part C up, I'm going to go ahead and get 2 more pieces of tape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this edge to this part of the cardboard, and then this edge to this part of the cardboard as well. So that way it's holding it together, parts C and A, or A and C rather. So I'm actually going to cut this piece of tape in half down the middle so it gives like a nice thin strip. And that's going to help me place this on here. Just realized I put this on without the glasses part. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do this over. Okay, editing Andy, go back to before we added part C. That's how we're gonna put this. Okay. Make an announcement to my public. That part. Okay. Okay, so I am actually taping this part over because I had missed one important step. So after you have installed part A right here, we are then going to take our reading glasses and we are going to go ahead and place that right over here. So that way it's facing the inside of the board. And what I want to do here is I want to make sure that these are taped to part A. So I'm going to grab some tape and I'm going to adhere them to the board. I found that it's helpful if you cut the tape into strips and then apply it because it's a little bit thinner and easier to work with when applying the glasses on this. So I'm just gonna stick a piece of tape down the center of the glasses and kind of just tape it in there. And then for extra security, I'm going to just kind of put a thicker piece right there. So now that I have my glasses on part A, I'm then going to continue and put part C. Right between the center of the reading glasses, so that way it splits the stereoscope in half. So I'm going to put two pieces, one off this end of the cardboard and then one off this side of the cardboard. And that way part C sticks nicely to the device. And so now I'm going to put one more piece right here, so that way it connects parts A and C, since the glasses are still kind of wiggling a little bit. I'm just going to put one piece of tape at the top right there. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make this into two thin strips, the tape, and kind of just squeeze that on here. So the technique specifically is that I'm placing this piece of tape right on the edge right here. And I kind of lay it flat on top like this. So you just kind of lay the tape flat, and then I kind of just squeeze around the edges to wrap the tape around this end. It's not the prettiest, but it does get the job done. Okay, and so the last step to this is we're going to take our image, we're going to go to the very end of the stereoscope right here at the tail, and we're going to put two pieces of tape, one right here to hold the image and then one behind it. That way we can see our image and it's nicely held onto the cardboard. Now to get it to stick up like this, I do scoot it just a little bit forward so a tad of the cardboard is sticking up right here at the bottom, and that way it kind of naturally folds up. But I like to put a back piece as well so I know that it's not going to fall right off when I'm playing with the stereoscope. Okay, and there you have it. There is one stereoscope. You can modify this to have a different picture. You can just maybe put like a little clip and then you can put different pictures. But then how it works, let me switch my camera so I can show y'all. So how this would work now is that when you peer into it, it's supposed to give the illusion that the two images have crossed into one. I don't think it's necessarily going to show it very nicely on camera, but this is kind of a sneak peek of what it looks like through here. And then you would just kind of put your head through, you would put your nose on this end right in the center, and then the pictures would slowly cross into one as you stare straight forward at it. And yeah, that's how you make a stereoscope out of paper. Okay, so that's the stereoscope. Thank you for joining me for this session, and I'll see y'all in the next video.